And this episode is brought to you by Draggin Bags. Sexy bags. They make you better throwers. They look sexy on you.
They do.
Look at that. If you want to up your game, head over to Draggin Bags. I mean, there's the new heat that they've been dropping is phenomenal.
Yep.
And all their bag series look great. They all throw great. So if you want to throw what the pros are throwing, head over to dragginbags.com, drop code BIGASP12, and make your new year fantastic. And give yourself a new set of bags. Why not?
Do it.
Just do it.
Welcome to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dane, the host you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole podcast time with Sean and Dane. It's always prime. With Sean is done.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Man, wrapping up year 5.
Year 5. Happy New Year.
It's kind of crazy, man.
Happy
I was thinking
New
about that
Year.
today. I'm like, wow, it's crazy to really think back on all that.
It's nuts.
And it's gone by pretty quick. It doesn't feel like 5 years, but then sometimes it definitely feels like 5 years.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a fun episode. We're gonna reminisce a whole bunch. So before we get into anything else, obviously it's been going on for 5 years. We've done every single episode the same way. Dane, do it. Let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called "What You Drinking."
What you drinking?
For those of you watching at home, we have graphics for you, but we decided to test some of the bourbon that we got here.
Mr. Brian Gostin.
Mr.
Shout out.
Yes, thank you, sir.
So if you listened last week, Christmas time, I get it, things happen. Brian sent us 6 samples from his rather impressive bourbon collection, and he was also on the happy hour call and got to show us some of it, and it was mighty impressive. So he was nice enough to send us 6 samples. So what we're going to do over the next 4 episodes or so, we're going to sample some.
We're going
of
to
these.
dip into them.
All right, so Dane, go ahead, take it away from here.
Heck yeah. So we did a blind draw. First one up.
How appropriate.
Bing. We have the Penelope Toasted.
Okay, first of all, so if you're watching the video on Patreon, how sweet is this bottle, right?
Yeah.
Just the bottle looks
It is
clean
gorgeous.
as fuck.
It looks like a pretty bottle of wine, but guess what? That's just sexy bourbon.
What is this
but-
stuff run? I'm actually kind of curious now.
I'm going to pop open this
Yeah,
little
give me a
sampler
little pour
and
here.
a little
All right, so this is like it's like a
smells delightful.
$75, $80 bottle of bourbon.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. Dane prepared. Has some nice cubes.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There you go. We'll top it
Thank you,
off.
sir.
There we go.
All right. Well, hey, if you're listening to this and you're driving, obviously you can't cheers, but
Yeah.
in spirit, all right. Cheers,
to a
Dane.
new year,
Cheers to
man.
everybody out there. Thank you for all the support throughout the years. Here's to doing this for 5 years, man.
Heck yeah.
Cheers.
What an appropriate glass for this beautiful
Hell yeah,
bottle.
man.
Man.
So, okay, it's good. It's just in your face very quickly. Snuck up on me.
Think you took a breath in a little too early.
I did.
Yeah, you gotta just let it sit there.
It was good.
Marinade. I loved it. Yeah, that's delightful. And we also just poured
You know how
it
you know
over
good
ice, so-
bourbon is when you don't have like the aftertaste.
Yeah, I mean it's again. I always like a
That's
little
very good.
bourbon with a little,
This is a perfect
nice cube in there.
I'm sitting outside. I want to have a cigar, just sitting around a fire, just kind of chilling. You know what
you
I mean?
feel like a man
yeah,
when
correct.
you're sipping it.
Yeah,
you
correct.
know? Warms the soul. Great fall weather, just sitting outside by the fire. Love it.
Toasted is definitely appropriate.
For sure. Yeah, I
Like-
get a lot of that little
Correct.
toasted nuttiness to it. It's a good one, man. I'm just
yeah.
enjoying like the breath feel afterwards.
Well, that's what I'm
too.
saying. Like, I don't
it
have- there's no-
it feels nice.
Bad taste in your mouth, but yeah, no, it's very nice, man. I like this a lot. Brian,
Beautiful.
thank you very much. We're gonna be we'll be shouting them out the next few weeks.
Heck yeah. I'm just sipping bourbon. nothing wrong with that.
Well, as accustomed, we are bringing more audio gold for you this week. This week is going to be a reminiscent week, right? We're going to kind of go over our favorite moments of this year and over the last 5 years. Just kind of recap everything that's been going on.
Unscripted.
Unscripted,
I mean,
yeah. There's going to be some
down
dramatic
memory
readings, obviously. If you're following along the saga that was Big Ass Cornhole and Cameron Jones, then you should be excited because we got a whole conversation and we're going to go for dramatic reading.
Yeah.
So if you're here for that, stick around. We're definitely going to get to that. But you're going to have to listen to us gush for a little bit.
Heck yeah.
But before we get into anything else, we're going to let you know what's going on in our cornhole lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Still feel like there should be a live read, but there's not.
There's not.
All right, so Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I know we dropped in an episode on Christmas Day,
That we did?
but we haven't really talked since we actually had Christmas.
Yeah.
So how's your Christmas?
It was great.
I know you and your wife like Christmas is a big deal for you guys. Like you guys do it well.
We always go over to the in-laws' house and
But like even like you guys just
The
do
whole
you
family
guys like have a
comes in.
cool morning routine. You wake
Yeah.
up, you guys do your presents. Like I like that. Like that's cool. Like it's
so
very
we
calm.
always- Yeah, we just wake up when we wake up, make coffee, open Kip's gifts first.
Of course, obviously.
the dog has to open his gifts.
Was
and
Kip
then
pleased with
he
his
was
haul?
very pleased.
All
Yeah.
right. Santa was
for-
good to him.
He was very good. Like dropped off 3 bags of treats.
Nice.
He is one dog.
Yeah.
He's never gonna finish those. Like, at least if I have anything to say about it, but I don't. So, he was happy. I was happy. It was a great Christmas. Like, hung out with the family. Everyone was in town, so it was good to see everybody.
It was like everyone in a good mood and
Yeah, I mean, it was the only one that sucked was Tony, my brother-in-law. He was
yeah, awesome dude.
out on detail.
that sucks.
So yeah, he's in the military, so he was just not home for this one holiday. So it happens.
Yeah.
But besides that, had a great time.
Drama free though for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely won like Aunt and Uncle of the Year over in that household, so
Yeah.
we're just waiting to cap it off
Okay, just
in your
solidify
household
it.
too. So
right.
yeah, honestly, I was pumped. I got my nephew Joey, like, you remember our Nerf hoop
Yeah.
that we just rocked all the
Of
time?
course, like in the basement. Yeah.
It's like the next level of that.
Oh shit.
Dude, spring in the rim.
What?
Dude, we were just having an absolute blast. And like the ball is like a legit like kind of ball. It's like a
Okay.
little bouncier,
All right.
but it was freaking awesome.
We had a
And it was an
basement.
Ohio State one, so like he loved it.
We had a basement growing up in Berea.
Yep.
When Dane and I was probably like from 8 to 13, right around there, right? That age, you were what, 5 to 10?
Yeah,
right
right around there.
right around that age. And in our basement was like our play area primarily.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sketchy ass basement. My parents did the best they could with it, but we didn't care. Like I never thought of anything, right?
No, I didn't give a shit.
But one Christmas,
Pretty sure somebody like may have killed himself in that basement. Like there were
yeah.
rumors about that happening, so
Correct.
who knows?
in the basement we had like this random wooden peg that stuck down just slightly lower than the other ones, and there was a nail hanging on it. And for 1 year for Christmas we got a Nerf basketball, like one of the cardboard with the orange plastic rim,
Yeah.
and that thing lasted so long. We beat the shit out of that. We
Yeah.
would have tournaments like anytime people would come over to our house, and we're talking full contact, like
Slam into the
oh
door.
yeah, people.
just-
Somebody's
yeah.
always end up crying. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like full yeah, but that's good memories, man. Shit, that's great.
Yeah, so we were rocking that, and he was having an absolute blast.
Now, he plays basketball right now, right?
He does,
Okay.
yeah. He's pretty good too. So
Okay.
yeah, he loved that. So yeah, it was definitely fun.
I feel like with the young crowd, basketball is like so popular.
It is because like
Or is it just like the kids that I'm exposed to? Like that sounds weird when saying it like that, but like, do you know what I mean? Like
think
my
it's,
neighbor kid, like Nora's best friend, loves basketball.
yeah, you know what? Like part of me thinks that it's the kids that are athletically gifted at a young age
Are pretty good at basketball.
excel at basketball faster than everyone else,
I can see
so that they
yeah.
dominate more, so
Yeah,
they
I can
enjoy
see
it
that.
more.
I can
'Cause, like
see that.
Joey's a good little athlete.
Yeah.
He was a great baseball player, good pitcher. But
Yeah.
like he didn't dominate quite as much as he does in basketball.
Yeah. Well, I would also say there's less people on the field at one time, right?
Yeah.
Like baseball, if you're a pitcher, you can dominate.
Yeah.
Batting, you can even say you can dominate. Football's tough though at that age, just to be like you can have one really good player that can set your team apart, but I mean, you're trying to beat 11 guys. It is tough.
Sean, we had Danny Pastor. All right, so those of you that don't know the name shocks me because this kid has to be in like the Little League Hall of Fame for running backs. Like I literally witnessed this kid score 12 touchdowns in a game.
My dad had an entire playbook just dedicated for that kid.
Yeah, it was literally just jet sweep, and Danny Pastor was just so much faster than everybody else that he would just sprint down the sideline and no one would touch him. And we would run that every freaking play and score every time. It was awesome. But anyways, a little off topic, but learn the name.
Cheers.
Shout out.
Shout out to Danny Pastor.
If you're listening out there, Danny.
Yeah, so Christmas, it was super hectic, man. So like I had to work up until New Year's Eve. So I left from work on New Year's Eve, drove to Pittsburgh. And then just the typical, I get there, we go to church, eat dinner. New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve is always kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we try to get the kids at a reasonable bed, so like the adults can like play a game or something. That didn't happen this year.
Didn't happen.
It just didn't, which was fine. Like, but the kids were all in bed at a reasonable time, except for like my nephew, Judah, good kid, but like just never sleeps. Like I think my kids are bad. He is like just never sleeps. So it was like 10:30, and my wife had already gone to bed. So I'm like, I finally go to my mother-in-law, which like I felt like a tattletale, but I'm like, hey, can you tell your daughter to put her fucking kid to bed, so like I can start putting out gifts. Right, because I had to put everything out.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't go to bed until all that shit was done. I was tired. I wanted to get the stuff done. So, needless to say, I think I was up till 2, like doing all that crap. That was fun.
That is fun.
Yeah. Had to put together a police motorcycle, which
turned out sweet and is totally badass. So
is awesome. And I got to say, I tip of the cap to that company. It really wasn't that difficult to put together.
Yeah.
Like that one was pretty easy. The hardest thing I had to put together was my wife got him a scooter that is like a pizza delivery scooter. So there's like a little pizza maker for like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Right? That thing was the biggest pain in the ass to put together. I was so pissed. I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's Play-Doh. Snap a few things together. You'll be done. No.
No,
when it's
sir.
like,
Screws.
Yeah, when screws came out
Allen
first, I'm
keys.
like, are you serious right now? Like, I can't do
Need a
this right
drill
now.
for this? Why do I need a hammer?
But yeah, Christmas is good. It's just a hectic holiday because, like, I don't know. For us, it was just different because, like, after our grandfather had a heart attack on Christmas Day, my mom's like, I hate Christmas, and we're never going to be home. So we used to go to Disney World every year for Christmas for like 10 straight years. Like that was like I have some memories growing up at our grandparents' house, Bumpas, we used to call them, opening up presents. But like my earliest memories are waking up, opening up an outfit, and then going to the airport. Like, you know what I mean? Like those are, and don't get me wrong, that was fucking awesome. Like spending 10 years of your life, like that's fucking awesome.
Shying away.
It was great. But so Christmas was just different. So now we're doing like the very traditional Christmas.
Yeah.
And my wife wants my kids to have those memories, which I think are important. It's just a lot of people in like a smaller house. It's just a lot for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just stuff everywhere. But it's fun. My kids were great. My kids were awesome. My son is like at a fun age right now to like watch him open gifts because he like legit gets excited about anything. And they were really good. It was just it was a fun day, but it's just I had to drive back on Christmas night just because I had to work on Thursday. So
that's not fun either.
No, it wasn't. And then like my kids stayed in Pittsburgh, and then on Saturday I was supposed to go pick them up on Saturday. But I started talking to my wife. My son was getting sick on Friday. Mm-hmm. Talked to my wife. I'm like, I really don't feel like driving there and back on Saturday. So I ended up just leaving straight from work and staying at my in-laws' house that night. And then me and the kids head home Saturday. Yeah, because I figured if I drove there in the morning and then drove back, like I'm not going to get back to like early afternoon. You know what I mean? Like early evening.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back. So we ended up getting back to our house by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And we still had the whole day, do whatever. But
it's easier to get them back into the routine that way too. Yeah,
just right now it just sucks because every holiday it seems like especially Christmas, my kids like one of them gets sick, and Logan had whatever stomach virus going around for 2-3 days. We thought we were in the clear. Well, I get home last night, I fall asleep. Wife wakes me up saying like I need your help. Like Nora's and my daughter's now sick, so we're supposed to celebrate our Christmas together with mom and dad. We always do it on New Year's Eve. We've been doing that for probably 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like we're going to be going because my kids are all sick. So that kind of sucks. So
It does suck.
fuck the holidays is the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to move past it. Like let's just get on all this stuff. Like New Year's. Have you been are you a New Year's guy? Like a New Year's Eve guy?
Dude, honestly, like when I was younger, yes, but like nowadays, it's just I had like a couple years in a row where it was just such a bitch trying to get home.
Yeah, man.
That I'm like, it's not even worth it anymore. So I just like don't care. Now I will, like it'll always have a special place in my heart because I did meet my wife on New Year's Eve.
Yes,
so like,
I
that's
knew
always
that's
nice. But like besides that, she doesn't care to go anywhere either. We're like, I'd rather just like kick it at home, play a game. Like
I feel like New Year's holds a
get
special
drunk
place
and-
for like a small time of your life. Like in
Yes.
your like prime party days, like you're 20 to.
So you're not wealthy enough in your 20s. I feel
No,
like.
no, no,
It's
to
gotta
even
be
do
like
it
it's
right,
gotta be like
correct.
27 to like
Correct.
32. And you're like over it after.
Like I'm trying to think if we ever really did anything big for New Year's ever. Like when I was in college, I went out. You know, like, I would go out, but
Yeah.
besides that, like I've never been like I always looked at it as like amateur night.
Mhm.
Like they're purposely trying to like you're gonna get pulled over. You know what I mean? Like it's just dumb. And I just feel like I can go out any other night of the week. I don't have to go out just this one specific night.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one time we went out to Corner Alley down on East 4th.
Yeah.
Got a lane, like did the whole New Year's there. And when we were trying to leave, it was $200 Uber rides home. Was
Oh,
all
I
we
can
could
only
find.
believe it. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I couldn't because like at that time it was not like Uber was around. Like it wasn't even
yeah.
surge rates were like it'd be like $60 to get home even on the busiest night. Didn't matter. But yeah, $200. I'm like, God damn it. So I ended up having to pay that, and that was pretty much the last time I ever went out.
It's just an expensive night, typically.
Yeah, it's insane. I was like, yeah, it's not worth it.
So I know the last few years we've done like they call it the Irish New Year. So we just because like no one's staying up till midnight like at my mom and dad's house. So
Yeah.
they do the countdown at what they would be doing in Ireland, which is like I think 7
Mhm.
our time. So, but no, I'm bummed that I won't be there tomorrow. But you know,
It does suck.
I don't want to I don't want to take a chance of getting everyone sick, even though like I've been trying to get over the same cold for like a month. Like I finally like I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like my wife's like she's got a cold, but like that's not enough to keep us away. If it was anything but like the stomach bug, Nora gets done throwing up, right? I'm washing the sheets. Valor comes downstairs and she looks at me. She's like, "Do you want us to go grab like a bucket from the garage now?" I'm like, "Does Nora need one or something?" And she's like, "No, for you." She's like, "Because you know you're always gonna get this. You're gonna be the next one." So I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right." I'm like, "Well, I'll stay awake. Like I'm gonna finish the laundry and stuff, right?" So I'm running on like 2 hours sleep tonight. But I kept and then like it kind of got in my head. I'm like, "Oh shit, like am I gonna get sick right now? Like it's gonna suck." But I'm good. So hopefully I'm in the clear. Everyone's starting to get a little healthier.
Fingers crossed.
So we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
So on completely other random topics, have you been paying attention to like all this stuff that's going on with the drones? Like I love this shit. Like this is right up my alley. So
Honestly, like just the pure like mystery behind it
I feel
is
like
really
there's
intriguing
not
to me. Like
people don't care enough about what's going on right now.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely shit happening. I mean, there's plenty of unclassified files that have been.
I thought at one time that when they finally admitted, like, yeah, like we have, like, there was a spacecraft that landed,
Yeah.
and we have it. Like, I thought when that was finally admitted, which it was, at a congressional hearing,
Yeah,
I thought it would have been like,
lose their shit.
yeah, man. Like, I thought it would have been a bigger deal. Like, holy shit, like, we're not alone. And, like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, to me, it's just baffling.
It's
I did get nervous when I heard about the drones at first, and then the first rumor was like, hey, there's like that lost nuke, and like these drones might just be going around searching for it. Now, my thing is, if these drones were from another nation, they would have just been blown out of the sky by now.
Yes.
So to me, that tells us it's either our military that's doing some sort of operation that they don't want to tell us about. If that's the case, just tell us you can't tell us.
Yeah.
Just be transparent.
Like,
Or
there are, don't worry
it's
about
something that they don't know what it is, and they don't want to fire it down because like they're afraid of what could come.
Like something's just checking it out. It passed through all of our defense systems, so
like I
letting it
love
be for now,
like I
but-
love this stuff like going down because like to me it's not even a conspiracy anymore. Like it's
No, it's
it's
out
all
in the
coming
public,
out
like-
showing. So
do you think the drones are alien?
No, not necessarily. I think it's military. I think
from the videos I've seen, they look like man-made craft. Like,
yes, I think that there's something from our military that but I don't know what the exercise is for. But I watched a video the other day called The Program. Just came out. It's like on Amazon. It's like $20 or whatever. And it was about like a deep dive into like the congressional hearing in 2021 and just like going through like some of the videos, like the gimbal video where it shows like clearly like that TikTok or the Tic Tac going like, you know, and they talk about that Lieutenant Fravor, and he was the pilot that literally had the craft like on radar, basically going from like sea level to like 10,000 feet in like you snap your fingers and it's there. Like it's just impossible shit. So like I love that stuff. So I've been balls deep in watching that stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts that more people. I mean there's it's a huge audience out there listening to it, but like there's more people that are just oblivious to it that just don't care.
I'm also like of the mindset like, okay, if it does prove that like, okay, there are other people out there, okay, like my life's not going to change a whole lot, but it's kind of cool though just to know that it kind of blows like I mean the simulation thing out of the water, right?
What, that we're living in a simulation?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is just because you can go down some serious rabbit holes with this stuff.
Just part of the simulation.
Yeah, but I do highly recommend it if you're into this stuff or it interests you at all. The program does a really good job on it.
Yeah, because Sean, maybe that's why there's not mass hysteria revolving around this, because we're in a simulation.
Maybe.
And they just clicked a button. They're like, yeah, let's just have people not care about that.
Yeah, I mean,
just saying.
Okay, so there's a random debate kind of that I saw a video on, and it was like going viral for a while, and it was kind of surprising because I didn't think that it should have been up for much debate, but to my surprise, a lot of people were on both sides. Is yellow cake with chocolate frosting, would you consider that a chocolate cake, or like what would you call that cake? Like, is yellow cake with chocolate frosting considered a chocolate cake?
I mean, no, I think I would call that like
a yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
You don't name the cake by the frosting. You name the cake by
chocolate
the
cake
fucking
is like
cake.
Chocolate cake.
Yes, right?
Yeah, because you could have like
so it is as dumb as I thought it was
cake
too, right?
with chocolate frosting. That's like double chocolate.
Now the
cake.
lady that was talking about this was very much on our side.
Yes.
But she had family members who were adamant about like, no, you name it by the frosting. And they're so adamant that she came to social media just to be like, am I crazy? Like, have I had this wrong my entire life? Let me tell you, you're not wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
It is not named by the frosting. It's just not.
Like if you have like a strawberry cake with a lemon buttercream.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this is a yellow cake with a chocolate frosting. That's the name of that cake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was
It's
kind
a
of
yellow sponge with a chocolate ganache. All
and
right?
like yellow is not vanilla either, right? It's like its own flavor.
Yeah, it's just yellow. It tastes
yellow.
like yellow. Sunshine,
Correct.
happiness.
Whatever dye that is, I love it.
Yellow dye number 7.
Right? Get it while you can, because I mean, when RFK gets a hold of some of that stuff, we might not be able to get anything.
Poof. I mean, honestly, like, have you seen the videos of like Fruit Loops that are in like the UK?
Yeah,
like,
I've talked about that. I talk about that every day with patients.
yeah, I'm like, that's
So I'm in a chronic pain place, right? So you know, if they're truly into it, like, and they want to get better, and they're like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, like we'll start going down their diet. And I'm like, well, okay, like if you're eating primarily carbs and sugar, like right there, that's just inflammation. You're just setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you do a fast, you know, you just try to eat really lean for a few days, you know, your body, you'll be shocked at how well your body feels.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah,
So
it just resets.
All right. So favorite moments, or do you want to recap this year first? I wrote down a few things.
Yeah, you sprung like the favorite moments thing.
So, all right. So best moments of 2024. I think that it was, obviously we have to give a shout out to Best of the Bags, right? Best of the Bags. It's always a fun way to start off the year, right? It always happens like end of January going into February, you know what I mean? And I have fun doing it every year. So it's BG finally pulling it off. They've been the favorites a few years, but they'd always been upset.
Yeah.
This year was the year that BG was like, you know, not fucking around. We want to win this contest. But they had a battle on their hand.
They sure did.
And every year there comes a bag company that I don't want to call them like out of nowhere, but like it's definitely like a lower seed that we overlooked at how popular their bags are regionally.
For sure.
And we got our first taste of, or I guess the second taste of like Bot Army.
Yeah, the Bot Nation coming.
Bot Nation coming out for Sub-Zero. And so Sub-Zero just showed that like how much or how important it is for a bag company to have local support. If you have that, you can still be successful. You don't have to be like this national brand. If you're really good in your house and you take care of those people, like oftentimes like it's good enough to do well.
Hell yeah. No, I agree 100%.
And the Hmong people, like,
Dude.
listen,
Great cornhole community.
nothing but respect, because I'm never gonna say anything negative, because I don't want this going all over the place.
I feel like they like drop out of the ceiling or something.
yeah.
Like or snap our necks. We're live on
For sure.
camera. Dunzo.
For sure. Let's see. I put Mark Isley finally gets exposed as trash, so that was fun. Okay,
Your list is way different than mine.
one of the cooler or like one of the more polarizing moments I think in the ACL last year had to be when Nate Voyer was on the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just it was a big
topic that people talked about.
It was huge, because like, again, we've been saying this for years that like these broadcasts need a little something, whether that's Jordan Power just chirping a little bit,
yeah,
or Nate Voyer going crazy. Now, I was genuinely surprised at how much negative feedback came from like the pro side against him.
I agree.
I was a little surprised. I mean, I think that if it brings people in to watch it, and I get like some people were saying like, oh, you make us look like a clown. Listen, guess what? People already see us with a nose and a wig on anyways.
Yes.
With throwing. Go watch the video that we just had 2 million plus views on. Half the comments
look
in
at the
there
comments.
are
They're
making
like,
fun of it. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about other people making it like it's not cool. Like,
this is our sport. Go have fun.
We're still
Like,
throwing a beanbag at a board, and when they try it and they like it, then they'll become a loser like us. Like, it's just how it is. Like,
and,
it's fine.
and if you're just authentically you, and if that's being quiet and stoic, that's you. But
if I
you
gave a shit about being cool, do you think I would be having you think I would stick with a cornhole podcast?
No.
Do you know when that's one of the first things people ask, right?
Yeah.
My wife has a friend, like when they make your wife makes a new friend, you got to meet the husband and stuff. You make the conversation, and it always comes up like, oh, Mark, Sean has a podcast every fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm like, God fucking damn it. He's like, oh yeah, what's the podcast on? Have I heard it before? I'm like, it's
probably not.
No, I'm like, it's I'm like, we started a few years ago. It's about have you ever seen cornhole on ESPN? He's like, the bag game? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I think I've seen it. I'm like, yeah, well, we cover that kind of stuff. We talk about cornhole and
listens to
bags. He's like, you have a cornhole podcast? He's like, yeah, do people listen to it? I'm like, shockingly, yeah. Every week we keep putting out, people keep listening. So
it's kind of nuts.
but yeah, so that was always fun. But yeah, I thought that was a huge moment. I love Nate Voyer. I think he was great for the game. He still is good for the game.
Yeah.
It's good for the community. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the good guys, like regardless of how he represented himself or the league in that, I think it's memorable, and that counts.
Exactly.
That counts.
That's how you get in the Hall of Fame on certain things.
Can you name the winners of the Nationals last year?
Oh God. Don't put me on the spot.
I know. That's why I just want to see how I did the exercise myself, and then I just double checked to make sure I was correct.
So I mean, it was
You doing singles or doubles?
singles to start.
Okay.
Ellis back to back.
Yep.
And then we had Trader.
Mm-hmm.
And then God, how's the most
2 more.
Yeah, I know. How are the 2 most recent ones the one I'm forgetting?
Who won the world championship?
See, I'm blanking on that too.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, just
Trey Birchfield won the world championship. The one before that was Adam Hissner.
God damn it. I would have gotten there eventually. It would have just taken way too long of dead air, sifting
Doubles.
through everything.
Just tell me the most surprising team that you would not have remembered of this. So for doubles, Smith and Richards, Ellis and Hart,
yeah.
Trzynski and Halbert.
Yeah.
You had Shibby and Landis,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had Birchfield and Hissner.
There we go.
What was the most surprising team out of that bunch?
Probably Shibby and Landis. The time they did it, I mean, it doesn't surprise anyone in the cornhole like pro realm, but compared to everyone else, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a surprise.
I mean, I think you can make a case for them
Trzynski,
or
Halbert.
Trzynski, Halbert. You know what I mean? And just because like they were kind of like
Yeah, but
I
don't
don't want to say
forget
like forced
Trzynski-
together, but it was just kind of like, hey, you're really good, and you're really good. Like, let's just see if this works.
Yeah, and it worked because they're both
tournament, yeah.
really good players, and Trzynski was playing like a man possessed last year, and I think he's going to continue it this year. So
Yeah, I think it hurts Trzynski and Halpert a little bit just because like the consistency throughout the whole season wasn't there, and you listen, all you have to do one weekend, just put it all together, and it works. All right, so MVP Jeremiah Ellis,
yes,
Rookie of the Year.
Jeremiah Ellis.
I mean, should have been Ryan Trader, but
No, that's how the
all
MVP
good.
works.
We went to Spencer's for the first time.
Yes,
Got to finally
that was
experience-
Sean finally on
All
my
right.
list. All
Got to
right?
finally experience Spencer's. It lived up to the hype. Definitely a cool ass tournament. If you're a cornhole fan at all and you just want to experience something, regardless of the level of competition, it is just a very cool place, and the weather's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, like, so there's worse things to do.
It was a lot of fun.
And I gotta say, getting there wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean,
No.
shout out to Dan, shout out to Brandon. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell
they
yeah.
helped us out a lot, but like, it's not that far away.
No, it wasn't that bad at all.
And it helped that we stayed in a bitchin' ass house.
Sure did.
Like,
That
I
thing
had to be
was
the yeah.
sweet.
It was
right on the water. All right, so since we overlap finally, I was very trip oriented
okay.
on our
Good.
excursions about through the year that I reminisced about. So Spencer's was actually my number 2.
Okay.
Number 1 was going to Arizona for Cinco de Mayo.
Hell yeah.
Golf trip with Dad. Hung out with Papa Lambert, owner of Draggin Bags. Had a great time. Whole 9 yards. RIP. But
I
had
know.
a blast out there. Having a tournament, playing cornhole, playing golf. That was just an ultimate weekend.
Yes.
Like that was an absolute blast. Then I had Spencer's, and then number 3 for me was the Melissa Lambert tournament down in Texas. Had
Super
an
chill,
absolute
I know.
blast there too. Smaller tournament, but good Lord, man, had so much fun with that crew out there. Texas boys, that's why we keep going back. Like
Yeah.
they know how to do cornhole, and had a lot of fun out there. And then number 4 for me was going to AKL. That day trip
that
that
was
we
so much
took,
fun.
man. Hit a hell of a golf course
Yeah.
recommended by Mr. Matt Hardbarger, and then went to the AKL
was such a
and
good
got
course.
to meet up. Dude, course
It
was
was such a good
fantastic.
course. In the
We
middle of
loved it.
nowhere.
Great elevation changes. It's
Yeah.
like Chapel Hill was the name
Yeah,
of it.
it
It
was
was
beautiful.
fantastic. Then got to go to the AKL and just witness the madness that is their Wednesday night blind draw. And it is,
Yes.
dude, so much fun, man. It kind of like gave me like a revamp of like, this is
Dude,
cornhole.
yes.
This is why we do it. 'Cause
I've said this in the
there's
past.
places like
I need
this.
a few tournaments a year just to get me excited about this again.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, we're going into year 6 of this. It's not getting any easier.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like trying to come up with content in a game that clearly is over the boom. I don't care what anyone says. Like the overall hype, excitement stuff. We peaked. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I still love it. Like
Yeah.
when I go to a regional and I get to play and stuff, and like even if I lose, like I don't like it at the time, but like looking back, I'm like, damn, that was fun. I just like competing and doing stuff, and the amount of cool people that we continue to meet in this is the main reason I want to keep doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's a, we've always said it. Love the community, but also like there's still potential for this thing to keep going.
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah, just because we're plateauing doesn't mean anything.
agreed.
Cornhole's still being played everywhere.
Agreed.
Scoreholio told us that. Then, like, one thing I did throw in here was creating Team Big Asp.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Getting a crew together, having some people rep our stuff out in the world and spreading the love.
Yeah.
Like, I do love that. Then some other notes. Guardians playoff run. Just great to be a part of that.
Magical.
Like,
It was cool.
Cleveland, when baseball's good in Cleveland, it is a fantastic place to be.
Cleveland's a fun place when we're in the playoffs, and
Yes.
regardless of the sport.
Very true. But like, dude, even you go
energy.
to every game and that place was thumping
Yeah.
throughout the season. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a great place. Like,
And it was
our
I was
fans
fortunate
just
enough to
show
go
up.
to like 3 of the games.
Exactly.
Which was fun.
Yeah, I went to a bunch of games and saw a bunch of playoff games and stuff. It was awesome. Even though we had a mishap a tournament that didn't be. We still had a bitchin' golf outing though.
We did.
And I did mention that in my top because that was a great day. Had a lot of fucking fun with everyone out there that
arguably too
that
much
attended.
Fun.
Yeah, dude. Like it was an absolute pleasure to be joined by Cleveland Cornhole and everybody else. Like we had a good time. It was a great day. Mm-hmm. Then last little tidbits I had, went to Traverse City with the wife. Beautiful city in Michigan. Highly recommend. Then last but not least, Key Largo, because it's Key Largo.
You did quite a bit of traveling.
I did, yeah. Starting off the new year strong. I'm itching to get back out there because I haven't traveled in a minute. So
if we're talking non-show related stuff, obviously taking the kids to Disney was very cool.
Hell yeah,
doing that whole trip, it was just fun. They were at fun ages and stuff like that. What else do I have written down?
I know you almost I don't know. Your kids are at the perfect age that it's just like Disney magic is still a thing. So they just light up at like seeing everything in Disney World.
Yeah, and I would love to take them again this year, but we'll probably go the next year. That's not good for me. Rouse 8 Brown is hobbling, even though I'm down to like 85 points to Dane in our fantasy. In my league, our league of record, the one that I care the most about. I've only won it once. It's been a few years. This year, third time?
This will be number 4 for
Is
me.
it 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you tied Dad then for the most.
Yeah, so I've been very successful since we've switched over to this auction.
Yeah.
So
it was a weird year in fantasy. Like, in all my leagues, there was very minimal communication and stuff. And, like, part of it was me, too. Like, obviously, I have a podcast. I like to talk.
Yeah.
But, like, I was just so busy with everything else. I would be scrambling on a Thursday, and I'd be like, oh, shit, I got to set my lineup.
I watched the least amount of football I've ever watched.
It's just been so busy, man.
But
it's just
it
tough.
doesn't help that the Browns sucked, so that kind of, like, shut me off of liking pro football.
Well, and then, honestly, it just, my interests have just changed. Like, I'm still suffer through every Browns game. I don't know why I do it to myself every week, but, like, I'm a fan. Like, I have to watch it.
It's always on in the background.
I have to. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm trying to think what other. My trip last year to the TCL without you,
yes,
was epic.
One for the ages. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember getting a phone call at 9 a.m. from a frantic wife when I was at work, asking where the hell you were. I'm like, I'm in Cleveland. Like, what do you? I don't know. Luckily, you answered when I called.
Yeah, that was not on purpose, by the way. But to my defense, it was like, what, 7 a.m. my time?
Oh, yeah. I was like, he probably went to bed like 4 hours ago.
We're like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It was one of those nights. It was just very late. But we're heading back out to the TCL.
That we are.
So next week when we'll be dropping an episode, and then that next day we're on our way to SIG 3. It's in Denton. It's being held at the University of North Texas. We have golf plans because the weather is looking like it's going to be in the 50s, so that's warm enough for us.
I mean, that's shorts weather. Let's go, boys.
So we're going to be, if everything goes well as of right now, and it sounds like you got the pass,
calves.
we're going to be golfing with Mr. Jordan Stevenson, Mr. Baghdaddy himself.
Daddy.
The original Holy Monkey Shit dude.
Yep. Holy monkey shit.
One of those guys that, again, when we travel to a place and he's somewhat close, like, we're going to see him. You know what I mean? Like, we just, he's become a good buddy.
Always make it a point.
For sure. It's just one of the
good
guys.
ones.
Yeah.
One of the good ones.
Exactly. So favorite moments just like through the years, though. I was just kind of like thinking back on that today. I still think the coolest moment, and this was super early on in the podcast. We're talking like 2 or 3 episodes in when the Dogcast shot us out.
Yes.
And if you're new to the show, and you haven't been around for all that long, when we first started the show, there was one other cornhole podcast. Oh, I'm sorry, there's 2. Corn Doug.
Yeah.
And then there was another cornhole podcast. So it was quickly gaining popularity. They started in, I think, October, and we started in January. They were called the cornhole, or it was the Dogcast. It was the Doghouse Cornhole Dogcast is like the full title of it. And it was by Brendan. You might still see him around, the voice, Donnie McPhee. And then eventually a third wheel. It was it was Patrick McCracken. That's right. Not DeVito. That's weird.
Joe
But
Pesci.
they were, when we were starting out and like not knowing what this was, and I was already a big fan of their show. Like I listened to every episode. I thought they were really funny, and they kind of, at first when I first heard, I'm like, God damn it, someone beat us to it. Like, because we had been planning on doing this for a minute, just trying to get the equipment in, all this stuff. But then when they finally gave us that shout out, it legitimized us a little bit, and it was really from that shout out. I reached out afterwards and thanked them. Like, hey, it was really cool. And I made like kind of like a lifelong friend. You know, Brendan Hearn's become like a really good buddy of mine over like the last 5-6 years.
And we love seeing Donnie,
Pat, like all those guys. Anytime I'm in town, like I always make a point to go see them. So to me, that was like always one of my favorite moments. Like I remember driving to work, hearing they shout us out, and I remember calling you. I'm like, holy shit, man! Like
they shouted us out.
It was super cool at the time. It was not a big deal.
It's like the moment of that thing you do when they heard their song on the radio.
Pretty much. But yeah, it was just it was a cool moment. So I'm trying to think. The first. So if you remember back in the dark times, we started the year that the pandemic was going on. Yes. So it was like this cool underground cornhole. Possibly one of my favorite nights of cornhole ever was still the night the National got canceled, and going out for that tournament was awesome. But also the live stream event that we put on. It was us. It was Dogcast. It was Central Connecticut cornhole. And
that's my tight end.
This is my quarterback, though.
That's my tight end.
Central Connecticut Cornhole and Brews and Reviews.
Yeah.
So us four, we all got together like in this big mass text. We got on a call and we're like, there's an opportunity here for all of us like that are putting out content to work together and put out something. It really hadn't been done before. It was still kind of new, like the live streaming type of stuff.
Yeah.
But we reached out to Ben from Scoreholio. He loved the idea. And we just put on like a live event, like a Scoreholio contest where, it was a lot of fun, man. Like I can't.
Yeah, we're basically like throwing like deck rounds against each other.
Yeah, and it was like the first, reaching out to companies, and we had prop bets all over it, and it went so well the first one. We ended up having a second one, then like 6 months later, and they both went really well, and those were cool memories. And it was a lot of work behind the scenes, but again, it was something early on that I think helped. At a time when we were all searching for any sort of content. Yeah. We're all spoiled now. If you're just getting into cornhole, like you gotta understand 5 years ago, there was like nothing out there. Like you could see some live matches, you know what I mean? But that was it. Like now everyone goes live for their games. Mm-hmm. Everyone has TikTok videos and tutorials. Like there was nothing out there.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for doing that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, it's great. Like this
we need that stuff.
It shows growth. And that's why I know that we're in a better place as a game and as like the cornhole community than we were 5 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Like because of all this content that's out there, that's going to see. I mean, you make one post on TikTok, 30,000 people can see it.
Yeah,
and all it takes is one or two of those people to be like, "Oh, maybe I should go check this out. It looks kind of fun." Mm-hmm. You got them hooked.
Go find a local tournament. Go have a blast with the community.
Yeah,
reel them in, tag them, bag them. They bring 5 more. They bring 100 more.
Yep,
man, beautiful thing.
Favorite interviews over the year? I know we kind of touched on that a little bit.
We did.
Other ones that just looking back that I thought were good, just like funny moments, like the first time Jordan Kamba was ever on.
Yes.
The Meatloaf comment will forever be one of my favorite moments
100%
of all time, because I still don't know, like just the fact that he truly did not understand what we were saying.
Yeah, I still don't think he might not know who Meatloaf is.
Trying to think who else. I remember the first time we got Matt and Breck Guy on. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
When we started just getting this idea of like talking shit with Dogcast.
Yeah.
You know, because we're like, listen, we can all be buddy, but like that's boring. Like, why don't we like, pit against you? Like, you're going to be our rivals. Like, let's just say how it is. And when we had them do the shit talk video back to, because Brandon wrote a song. Yeah. Right. And we needed, and at first, I remember coming down here that night to record. Yeah. Or actually, we were upstairs at the time. Like, we need to do a song. Mm-hmm. Me and you were going to sing a song in response. And you said, Brendan's like a professional artist. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, don't. Like, so we need to think of something.
Yeah. So I'm like, we're funny. Like, let's just use what we know.
So we thought a skits idea. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me just reach out to Matt. Like, he had just been on the show a little bit. I explained to him what was going on. And he jumped at it. And the video him and Brett put together was still so perfect. And it was so unexpected. And the best part was there was a race to get Matt Guy. Because at the time, he was like the notable cornhole dude. It was it.
He is the GOAT. All right.
We were able to get Matt on the show relatively early, and that just crushed the Dogcast. Because like they've been trying to get him on, they couldn't get a hold of him. I got a hold of him, got him on. So like I just kind of ribbed him for a long time that Matt was our friend, not theirs. So, but still talk to him all the time. If you're looking for other podcasts, pulling the cork. is Brendan's new podcast with two buddies in Boston. It's really well done. They're killing it out there. So
it's funny. You feel like you're just sitting in like an Irish pub being like a fly on the wall.
You are his garage bar. It's
exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah. So it's on my weekly listen. You know what I mean? It's just
hell yeah.
Throw it on the background. Just, you're going to laugh. You know what I mean?
You will. You'll get a chuckle.
You will. Chuckle. We had Jersey J on this past year for like the third time, after he had his whole debacle that completely fell apart on that cornhole like getaway weekend kind of thing. So that was fun. The MLC has come and gone.
But their legacy will stay forever.
Are you a little bit surprised that there hasn't been like another prominent league that's popped up over 5 years that's like actually stuck around?
We're not there yet.
I mean, because right now, to this day, it's basically the same as what it was. Is ACL, ACO, TCL's down there. You know what I mean? Like It's pretty much what it is. I know, like Idaho, I think they branched off and like they do their own like separate state thing. So I don't know if that's the move either, but
I mean, I think it needs to become a little bit more state based.
Yeah.
If it wants to grow, especially with like the facilities and stuff, it makes it just easier. But
I do want to give a quick shout out. This doesn't happen very often, so mark your calendars on this date. The ACO had a commercial on Amazon during Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
like that's
nuts.
big. That's big.
Nuts.
I was a little surprised just because the ACL has had so much involvement with the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just have their ties with Prime.
It must be Amazon. Yeah, that's all I could think about. But yeah, it was cool to see like cornhole in any aspect.
For sure.
There.
Yeah, honestly, like I was just happy to see something during a football game.
Yeah, so tip of the cap to ACO.
Awesome.
That was really cool to see out there. So yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
Did you any more weird questions, or are we just getting down to the sauce
We're
now?
getting down to the sauce now.
Is
All
it
right, the
time
moment that
for-
people have been waiting for. So I was messaged, and this person's going to stay anonymous, obviously, with a picture of Cameron Jones. And if you don't know who Cameron Jones is, he was the owner of Carolina Cornhole Company, right? And when they first popped up, cornhole was booming. Carolina was obviously a very central location. The Jones family Brandon Jones is like one of my favorite dudes. He's actually probably one of the better interviews that like we always forget about. When him and Duncan Clem were on for the first time. So Brandon Jones is a stand-up dude, and I just don't want that to be a running theme. We love Brandon. Has nothing to do with his brother. I have heard through the grapevines and seen proof of things that have gone on, right? So back in the day, I used to be very involved in collecting bags. So I used to know a lot of the rafflers. I was in that scene a little bit. I didn't really do the raffle thing all that much just because I would just go buy. I would just reach out to the raffle.
You mean
like,
waffles? You mean waffles?
Waffles, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Can I just buy the set from you? Like at a premium price? Like let's just fucking, I don't want to gamble. Like I'm just willing to pay you for the stuff. So I met a lot of people through there, but you also start to find out like who to avoid and some shady stuff that had been going down. And a common theme was Cameron Jones' name just kept popping up. And you'd see complaints about Carolina Cornhole. And apparently he owes several bag companies. And this is information coming from a very, very, very reliable source that he owes several bag companies, one in particular, over $50,000. Like, so, it's just not a good business guy, apparently, right? So I get sent the photo that he was arrested on some sort of like charge, right? I was genuinely, I posted it because this individual didn't want to post it and stir the pot. That's what we do. That's all. I'm like, all right, I'll post it. Why not? So I just
And it was a pass.
never thought in a million years that he was going to have as much support and like people going against us for posting that picture. It is motherfucking public forum information.
Yeah.
It's on a website. It's on a
Exactly.
website. Like it's not private information. It's
just out there
it's
in
not
the
the
open.
first time we've shared like an arrest story. Like I don't know if people forget like Greg Geary.
Yeah, where's Greg Geary?
Yeah, like so I was just a little surprised with the Bleeding Hearts, but I stand by it. We let the post go, and then there was just some stuff going on behind the scenes. And I'd actually reached out to you before all this stuff. Then this is gonna be a dramatic reading we're gonna go through. Before all this stuff happened, I asked you, should I take the post down?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with the backlash and the amount it was getting, and I'm like, maybe it was a bad taste, but I'm like at the same time, like, no, it's not. Like it's
I
not.
literally told you in the world of social media, tomorrow
It's
this
gone.
will be gone.
Yeah.
And then some people just can't let shit go like that. So shit continues on.
And when she continues on and I get pissed off, I'm just going to
We do dramatic readings, Sean.
I got to double up
Yeah.
on the content. Like, so thanks. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So without further ado,
yeah.
those
this
of you
is-
at home, actually, if you're watching this, you're going to be able to read right along with us.
So I'm going to play the part of Sean.
You are Sean.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Dane's going to play Cameron.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I might workshop a few different voices. I don't know where I'm going to land, but we'll see which one feels right.
Okay. So this is the interaction that went on between us in private messages on Facebook.
In a world where bean bags have brought men to their knees, social media serves as sanctuary for keyboard warriors. Time for the dramatic readings.
I don't even know if it deserves a piano.
Always.
All right. We'll start us off. Let's get facts straight. Come talk to my face. I own a cell phone repair company. I'm moving my store right now. I just moved to a new house. I had a customer that paid $150 deposit for a repair. Customer was calling the business phone number, which was not active when they were calling. They could have emailed, messaged on social media, but didn't do so. Instead, they called the police and said that I stole $150 from them. Complete and utter bullspit. Here's a screenshot below. I would recommend you remove this post within the next 24 hours.
You are certainly entitled to recommend whatever you'd like. If I remove the post, it would be for the simple fact that I like your brother a lot.
Just so you know, Brandon is absolutely livid over this post.
Sweet thumbs up.
Remove this post.
Is the all capitals you yelling or something?
This is me telling you to remove the post, or I'll be on a flight to Ohio on Monday. The World Wide Web is pretty crazy. I have your home address, your home phone number. I'm asking you nicely if you remove this and move on. I will do everything in my power to create havoc if this post is not removed.
You're not asking nicely. You're making threats. You thought a post containing public info was bad? Now you're making threats?
I'm not making any type of threat at all. I'm simply asking you to remove the post. How does this post help your life? How does it make you sleep better at night? My cornhole business is permanently closed and is not on any social media platform.
In quotes, I have your home address. I have your phone number. I will be on a flight to Ohio Monday.
I do. That is not a threat. That is simply me saying that I am going to come see you if you do not remove the post. I didn't say anything negative.
You making comments like that, laughing emoji? How would people take that? Think. Stop before you make things worse for yourself.
Okay, keep the post up. I'll spend every dime I have having my attorney make things uneasy. Thanks.
Whew.
Man, felt that pressure.
Did. So he did end up apologizing conveniently after I talked to Brandon Jones for good 10, 15 minutes going back and forth. And then he apologized. So I was a man of my word. I told Brandon, if he apologizes and backs the fuck off, then like I'll take the post down. So I took the post down and I just made another one. So
Beggars can't be choosers. He didn't want the mugshot up. It's fine.
honestly, I was leaning towards taking the post down anyways. I swear to God, before all this stuff went on, I mean, like I said, I'd already talked to you about it. I was just like, it's not worth like all the negative stuff that's coming. Like, it's just not like the point was out. Like,
But
the message was received. It was already out there.
People love the juice, though.
100%. And I believe
And that
me,
juice was worth the squeeze.
I went back and forth 100 times on what I wanted to do. But then as soon as I read, and again, I was working all day. I was with my wife and kids all day. Like I wasn't like on social media that
Sean,
much.
No one cares about your wife and kids. All right, you have a cornhole podcast.
But when I read that I have your address, I'll come to Ohio on Monday. Like my whole I just felt myself getting mad. And you guys should all be very proud of. Like, do you know how you have no idea how many times I typed out something different?
As soon as I read that, I was like, "Ooh,
yeah."
What's Sean gonna say?
So like I was
about ready to just be like, "Do it, show up,
I
see
know.
what happens."
I know that's what, but I didn't want to like get into a pissing match like that. Mind you, knowing that the guy like ripped somebody off probably for $150. Mind you that he owes thousands of dollars to people. Mind you that he you want to know the real scam? Like in the raffle thing. So Local Bags, I know this was not. I don't think this is a great kept secret. Used to make some cornhole scenario bags.
Yeah.
So he would apparently, allegedly, we'll put it there so I don't get like sued or anything. Allegedly, he would fudge the numbers for the local bags for cornhole scenario, and then take the overstock and sell them directly at a premium price to the bidder, so that they would make more of a profit off the bags. Oh. That's illegal. Like
that's illegal.
You can't be doing that if you're.
I mean, you literally
company.
said it. Fudging numbers.
So yeah, so that's
cooking
the
books.
Great. So, but again, when it clearly crossed the line and it got personal, and you're making threats that you're going to come see me. First of all, it doesn't sound like you have $10 to like go fill up your car with gas. Like let's chill out on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I hope it's behind. It's behind me now. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care. Like I'm never gonna see this guy again. Like exactly. I don't care. Hopefully now we'll just kind of fade away, and we won't have to deal with him in the cornhole community anymore. But I mean, again, this just happens, and sometimes I hope he turns everything around.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope. Listen, deal with whatever you got going on. Start from scratch and turn your life around, and it's great. And then no harm, no foul. And I hope you live a great life.
Second chances.
And you got a great family, and I love your brother to death, and I think he's a really good dude. And if you're listening to this, then like just take this as like a sign. Just clean your shit up, man.
Yeah.
And just do better.
Be better.
Be better. All right. We want to cue the rap horn?
I mean, I guess. I'm thoroughly enjoying my team. Just all the good things are happening right now for me.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Championship winner.
That's kind of a weird one.
Yeah, I just wanted to, make it a little static.
All right. You can reach us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know what else. All on Big Ass Cornhole.
All them. And then Facebook, Big Ass Cornhole Podcast.
There we go.
Thanks again to Draggin Bags.
Thanks again.
Y'all are the fucking best, man.
And their new designs that they've just been dropping just slowly. The Snoop Dogg bags?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious right now?
Come on. Get out of here. I saw other companies dropping like bags for that Arizona State game, and
gross.
They were cute.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
But yeah, Draggin Bags. Head over there. Get the heat that we're talking about. Drop code BIGASS12 at checkout. Save yourself some money.
So we're going on year 6 of the show. We would not be able to do that without support from our audience. And so shout out to everyone that is a Patreon member currently right now. Can't thank you guys enough. If you're interested in supporting the show in any way, you can check us out on patreon.com/bigasscornhole. We post up all the video content of our stuff. We do bonus stuff. If you're looking for insider info, like the conversation was already posted up on Patreon.
Yeah.
So the people that are listening to this might have already read it.
Or if you wanted to, read along while we were reading.
Correct. We do happy hours. Best of the Bags is coming up, and that's always a lot of involvement on Patreon. So we greatly appreciate the support. We don't take that stuff lightly. So go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole, and for the price of beer a month, you can keep us going.
Hell yeah.
So Happy New Year's to everybody.
Happy New Year.
On to man, we've made the show through a pandemic. We've made it through several brawls.
Made it through a pregnancy and a birth.
Yeah.
Of your child.
Holy shit, yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's kind of weird. I feel terrible that I didn't even that was such a blur. Yeah, that is true. Like this wild that we were able to keep this going with a pregnant wife. Never missed a week. That's crazy.
I mean, we definitely had some weeks where it was like, I got like an hour. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Go ahead and go.
Correct.
But I mean, we never missed
I think
a
the
week.
show made a big turn when we were able to be in the same room again.
Yes.
Those we went through a large chunk of that time early on in the show where we were, I was doing it from my house, you were doing it from here.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'd never really cared. You could have came over the whole time. But
neither did I, but it was just everybody else that was freaking out.
You guys can see each other.
It is what it is.
Basically the same person. Well.
Yes, correct. Yeah, if you saw the picture, we did definitely dress like that was not planned. Showed up to my aunt is she's not Jewish, but she's married. Her husband, our Uncle David, is Jewish. So they invited us over for a Hanukkah dinner. So we all went over there. It was fun. It was great food. Yeah, so it was easy. Eat great food, good conversation, stuff like that. And I didn't even notice it at first. And then somebody's like, "Are you guys wearing the same shirt?" And
I pointed it out to Amy. I'm like, me and Sean are wearing the same shirt.
And my favorite comment of that picture was still like, "Quarter zip Costco special." I'm like,
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know it. That was a gift.
Correct. Yeah, because I think we talked about that. Mom got me a green one. Yeah. You got the blue, and I went back and bought the blue one because I liked it.
Because you liked it. Then you wore it.
Hey, in my closet. Just
I thought you had to wear blue to Hanukkah. So like I'm like, hey,
that's kind of what I was thinking too. I'm like, blue seems like appropriate. I didn't know if that was true or not.
I told Amy to wear blue.
So I don't. Again, I know this is like kind of at the end of the episode, but so if you're not familiar with the Jewish culture, they're not supposed to eat pork.
Yeah.
So my wife was like, "Hey, I bought this stuff to make an appetizer. If you and the kids can put it together." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I looked at it. I'm like, and I called her. I'm like, "I don't think we can bring this appetizer over." What? And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, it's a Jewish holiday, and like you're asking me to make these like hot dog wrap things. I don't think bringing hot dogs over unless they're all beef or like Hebrew National. These definitely were like they said like pork, like chicken. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think I could bring these over." And so I definitely Googled it, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should not bring these over."
Yeah,
so.
do not bring that over.
Correct.
Hey, but good call. You didn't bring them over.
Listen, I was responsible. So, all right, we'll wrap this up. I hope you guys all have a great New Year's. Please be safe. If you're listening to this and you're hungover, it just means you had one hell of a night.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Brian again for the beer or for the bourbon. It was awesome.
Yes.
Looking forward to sampling these over the next few episodes. But yeah, hope you guys have a kick-ass year. And then next week we'll be back with like more of like a normal episode. I would imagine.
Do you have a resolution?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should put it out there. So I need to just take care of myself, man.
Yeah,
I need to lose weight. So that's why I've been working out the last 3 months, not trying to lose weight, but just getting my body ready to go destroy myself again.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just time. I just need to do it. Like I'm not getting any younger, and I don't know why 38 hit me very hard this year.
Yeah,
all of a sudden I started feeling my mortality, and I'm just like, dude, like I'm not gonna be here forever, man. Like I want the next 30 years to be pretty sweet. Like I want to be able to run when my kid's 10. Like get off your fat ass and start doing something and eat better. So it's just that's kind of my. And I know it's like a very cliche one to say, but like I've let myself go over the last 10 years. Like I've always in good shape, and then I just use the excuse like, oh, I have kids and just life. Like no, you're just being a lazy piece of shit. You're not eating well. You're not working out enough. So I'm just gonna really just no specific one. I just need to just focus on health a little bit more. Yeah.
I mean, I'm very much the same. Got all the stuff for home gym that we're putting upstairs, so I'm very excited to get that ripping, and we'll be cliche.
And I like
brothers.
working out. You know what I mean?
I do too.
Like, I do.
Honestly,
I'm more of I love going to the gym. Like I like that atmosphere. Like
I've become more apt to stretching. I like stretching.
Well, that's all I've been. The last 3 months is all mobility stuff.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So like I'm trying to work more on that, and then
I know my body type is if I don't stretch and do stuff now, I'm going to be one of those dudes that looks like they can't move at all in like 10 years. And like, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. So I just need to just take care of myself. That's kind of like my big resolution.
Yeah. Then my other one is just either join a golf league or a pickleball league.
Okay.
But the rule is golf league. Oh, my other resolution this year is I'm only walking 9. So anytime I play 9, I'm walking now.
Okay.
So
even with your bag?
So I have Dad's other lightweight bag,
okay.
So I'll just transfer shit over and just walk.
Honestly, I would not mind walking at all. Even
I've
18.
9, it's
the
not
problem,
bad.
The problem
I'm
is
not
like,
walking 18.
I just it's a time crunch when I go to play 9 holes. You know what I mean? So I just want to get in, get out, kind of thing. But yeah, no, I agree.
It doesn't take any longer.
Well, then it actually feels like some sort of exercise.
Yeah. It's easier to find your ball when you're walking.
Yeah,
because you're moving slower, scanning as you walk up. Like
that's
true. You don't really have that search.
Oh, that's the problem I have. Okay,
yeah,
I'm going to use that one next time. Yep. We should have walked. If I was walking, I bet I could see this.
I would have found my ball sitting right in the middle of the fairway. What the hell happened?
I am excited to go golfing on this course in Texas, though.
Hell yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, I think I am going up to X Golf on Wednesday, on New Year's Day, when everyone's listening to this.
Happy for you.
Yeah, why not?
Sweet. All right,
I'm gonna get out.
All right. Well, I'm going to stop delaying this.
All right.
Hope. Have an awesome New Year's. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. We'll be back next week with more audio gold. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. That's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.
I just want to give a quick congratulations to Sean on his second place finish in fantasy football. To me, Dane Asp, champion.
Yeah.